think it's about time for another wee visit to see Kassandra, don't you? Ignore the Yeti in the background, that's the dog's Christmas present, alright? We have to keep it hidden from her. Welcome back to the Eagle Bears Guide, my wee series where I like to use the Assassin's Creed games and talk about the archaeology and history within them, because sometimes they are actually quite accurate and fun. I don't have the money to be jetting off to Greece to go and visit these sites for you in person, so the game version will do. We're back with Kassandra this week as we fly off to Delphi to visit the sanctuary in the Serpentine Column. I say Serpentine, right? Because my lecturer always called it the Serpentine Column, but in my research, everyone just calls it the Serpent Column. So now I don't know what to believe. But without further ado, let's go see a gal about some snakes. So here we are at Delphi, at the beautiful Sanctuary of Apollo, home of the Oracle. I should say spoilers for possible gameplay in that ahead, by the way. The game's been out for ages by now. And it's all actual history. Does that count as a spoiler if it happened in real life? Spoilers for actual real human history ahead, sorry! As we walk up the sacred way, we're surrounded by offerings, people, monuments, treasuries, and what we're looking for is right at the top. This is the Serpent Column, in the exact right places it should be, outside the front door of the temple to Apollo, where the oracle is housed. As foretold by Herodotus and Pausanias themselves, there's two of them. Might as well end the video here. There's two of them! I'm only joking. I can look past a duplicate. I'd rather there was two of them than none at all. My line of thinking here, if they've included two, they want them to be seen. So maybe they've included the incredibly insanely cool inscription that's upon the Serpent Column. Oh no! They have not! From an extract I will now explain myself. The Serpent Column was created around 479/8 BCE, and it was put up to celebrate the Greek victory over the Persians at the Battle of Plataea during the Persian Wars. As far as I'm concerned, there was only ever one made. Don't know where they got the idea for two from. It's an 18-foot high bronze column in the shape of three intertwined snakes with a gold tripod sat atop it. Herodotus, our boy, father of history himself. Oh my god!
Isn't this remarkable? We're so close to the gods.
Guys, it's Herodotus! I've got tears in my eyes.
I couldn't help but ask if she...
That's my man. Thank you to my man. I actually wrote about the column, described it and its exact location being right out the front door of the Temple of Apollo. So they actually got that right. Unless they were just trying to hedge their bets. And maybe we're like, we're confused. No, we know where it was, for a fact. Part of it's still there. However, 500 years later, we hear from Pausanias, who tells us that the golden tripod on top of it has been yoinked. It's gone. Long gone, actually. The golden tripod was removed around 355 BC. The gold was used to pay off mercenaries when Phocas, I'm never sure how to say that one, where Delphi is, was threatened by Thebes in the Third Sacred War. But they left the bronze column behind for a special little someone, but we'll talk about him a bit later. Apparently, there was a poem inscribed upon the golden tripod as well. It's been attributed to Simonides. We can't confirm or deny that, obviously. We don't have it anymore. But this is what it said. I'm going to have to read this here because I'm not memorising it. Christ. This is the gift the saviours of far-flung Hellas upraised here, having delivered their states from the loathsome slavery's bonds. Persian control. The column itself is also inscribed. And we can still read that because we still have it. Spoiler, we still have it. Each coil details the Greek city-states and their contributions to the war effort against the Persians, which are listed in descending order, and I'm not listing off all the numbers to you, but it's like the amount of people, the money that they gave, and I believe ships as well, if certain places were able to give ships to the war effort, but not everywhere in Greece was. But I'm not reading the whole list because there's that many. Oh my god! I'd be here all day. The Lacedaemonians, the Athenians, and the Corinthians contributed the most. The Ambraciots and the Leprians contributed the least. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering those names. The stone base of the Serpent Column is actually still in place outside the ruins of the Temple of Apollo. Oh my god, isn't that cool? The possible reasoning for the column being placed right outside the temple door in the first place is because during the war, the oracle, being voice of Apollo, prophesizer, all that, seer of the future, etc., when approached by people to prophesize who's going to win this war, the oracle actually sided with the Persians. Because believe it or not, the oracle wasn't always right. I'm going to do a whole video on the spectacle of the oracle another time, because it's mad. It's actually so cool, but so mad. Anyway, despite that, the Greeks won the Persian Wars, by the way. It's possible that the Serpent Column was put right outside the door of the temple to sort of spite the oracle. But also it was like a miracle that the Greeks won. Like it was a tricky one, to be fair. But they did win. But that's the stone base, fair enough. Where's the actual column? Go on then, let's talk about that special little someone. If you're interested, you can still visit the column to this day, and I plan to, believe you me, but not at Delphi. Not in Greece at all, actually. Round about AD 306 to 337, by saying those dates, someone already knows what I'm going to say next. Constantine I, otherwise known as Constantine the Great, moved the column from Delphi to Constantinople. In fact, he moved the entire centre of the Roman Empire to Constantinople and switched over to Christianity while he did it. And he took our column and popped it right in the middle of his hippodrome along the Spina, which is like the central barrier of the hippodrome, with a bunch of other monuments that he took from various other wee bits around the empire. Not all the monuments that he took and put on the Spina actually survive, but a few of them do, and our column is one of them, thankfully. Otherwise, we'd be without a video this week, wouldn't we? It's thought that he moved these monuments to his new capital to rival the collections in the old Rome, the original Rome of the Roman Empire, and to consolidate his prestige and the, what's the word for it? The legitimacy of his new capital as the successor of Rome. To keep that sort of sense of Romanness that Rome was obsessed with. Same way Athens was obsessed with their Athenianness. You know, just that sense of like pride and superiority that comes from being the centre of an empire. A lot of places have exhibited that over the years. And there's various possible motives for why he chose the monuments that he did over others, because hey, all ancient civilizations are absolutely chock-a-block with cool stuff. Why did he pick those ones? First off, on a more personal note, Constantine claimed to be the descendant of those who defeated the Persians, which would then be the Greeks. And the monument is a direct connection to the exact people and battle that he is sort of claiming to be descendant of. We don't know, I'm flapping my arms about today, we don't know exactly how much Constantine would have known about the Persian Wars in terms of like general knowledge and history at that point, how it was taught and passed down, or if it was just sort of maybe faded out of memory by that point. We don't know because we weren't there, obviously. And just because sources have survived to this day for us to find out about it all and we can reconstruct the past a little bit, doesn't mean that necessarily everybody was caught up on their classical knowledge, you know? Delphi was seen as the centre of the ancient Greek world, quite literally called the navel and the belly button. So by moving the column from Delphi to Constantinople, Constantine was symbolically shifting the centre of the world to his new capital. In addition to that, Constantine closed down the oracles. He made them shut up shop because he was a converted Christian. And the oracles also played a role in Diocletian, an earlier tetrarch of the Roman emperor timeline. Christ. It was an oracle who egged on Diocletian in his persecution of the Christians. Although that was the oracle at Didyma in Ionia, so not the Delphic one. Different one, still an oracle, still very much anti-Christian, not very Christian at all. So you can kind of see why Constantine would not like them. You know, the oracles are pretty much the exact opposite of Christianity. And Constantine was a new, massive Christian, world-alteringly so. Can you imagine if Constantine moved to Constantinople but didn't convert to Christianity? What state would the world be in then, for better or worse? There's a bit of food for thought for you. So the movement of the Serpent Column has this deeper possible motive of this is the new world that Constantine has created, where the centre of the world has shifted further east, Constantinople, and he's took out the original gods with it and he's replaced them with Christianity. Entering a completely new historical shift, which he probably didn't plan to do that, but he's done it inadvertently. I'm getting too deep into Constantine. At some point in its lifetime, the Spina and the monuments on it were turned into a water fountain, which is quite cute. Excavations in the hippodrome area have surfaced pipes that run below and they're all connecting to the Spina and the monuments, so It was a fountain at one point, which would have been quite nice with the 3 wee snake heads, to be honest. You could imagine that being quite a nice wee fountain. But in 1702, the 3 snake heads were snapped off by some drunk, rich diplomat guy. 2 of said heads were lost. 1 survives in the Archaeological Museum at Istanbul. Not Constantinople, been a long time gone. Constantinople, and the column is still there. It is still in the exact same place along the line of where the Spina would have been, where the Hippodrome used to be, which is now called the Sultanahmet Meydana, Sultanahmet Square. Apologies if I've pronounced that wrong. I'm trying my best. The square takes the form of the old Hippodrome, and there's a park next to it, and then you got the Blue Mosque on one side, there's the museum on the other, and the Hagia Sophia way in the distance. It looks so beautiful! Oh, I would love to go one day. Before the proper Assassin's Creed fans come at me, I have not played Assassin's Creed Revelations.
What?
I did not know that there was already an Assassin's Creed game based in Constantinople. If I did, you know I would have played it. I've got it on the shelf actually, I've just not played it yet. But I cannot confirm nor deny if the Serpent Column is included within Assassin's Creed Revelations. If you happen to have played it and you know and you can confirm that for me, please do. Let me know in the comments. I have a funny feeling it's not. I have a funny feeling you can see the 2 obelisks but you can't see the Serpent Column, which is a shame because that would have been a really good tie-in to have both the games have that. But alas, they probably weren't thinking that far ahead at that point, were they? But if you do, take Ezio with you and report back for me. Ta. Bet you weren't expecting that though, eh? 1 monument, possibly 2 different games, Kassandra and Ezio in one go. Excellent! So there's a few wee differences between the real life column and the in-game column, as we have seen today. Overall, it's okay. It's fairly accurate for the time frame and all that. But we have seen in previous episodes that the game creator, whoever is in charge of all the wee actual details and all that, they have included much more unnecessary details for other parts of this game. Multiple columns? There was absolutely not. Multiple tripods? Probably yes. Tripods were quite a common dedication for various different things. But the actual 3-headed snakes intertwining thing, that is just this, from what we can tell, just this monument that we have left. The game version obviously lacks the inscriptions on the tripod and on the actual snakes' bodies. Unfortunately, that would have been cool. However, it is still right for the time frame. You can't really deny. Herodotus is a big part of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Spoiler, but hey, he's also a real guy. The first time you meet Herodotus is actually at the sanctuary. If, you know, real life and game life intertwined, right? Maybe we meet Herodotus as he is writing about the column itself, which is a really cool thing to think about, that when we meet him, he has just written his account of the Serpent Column. That'd be cool. Because on the base level, it all checks out. It's okay. And the fact that we do meet Herodotus there, and he is one of the 2 sources that has seen it with his own eyes that actually writes about it, it's really nice, isn't it? I have got Revelations, haven't got around to playing it yet. I will eventually check if the column is in there as well. I really doubt it. I don't think it is, which is really annoying because that would have been a really nice, like, tying together point, but what are you going to do, eh? The Serpent Column's history reaches far further than Kassandra and far further than Ezio as well. It's still a very prominent part of the landscape in Istanbul to this day. So thank you to Kassandra and I'm going to say thank you to Ezio anyway for showing us around. And thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, please. I still want to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we're actually getting really, really close, and I'm getting really, really giddy about it and really paranoid. Let me know in the comments your thoughts about Constantine and Christianity. How do you think the world would have turned out if he didn't do that? Let me know which aspect of which Assassin's Creed game you'd like me to explore next. I have almost all of them. They're on the shelf over there, that's why I'm looking over there. My bibliography and further reading is linked below as always. And head on over to Twitch and drop us a follow over there because we're currently playing through the Assassin's Creed games. I've finished Origins, currently playing Odyssey. We're going to do Valhalla and then I'm going to rewind and we're going to start the Ezio Collezione all the way through and Black Flag. And then maybe I'll buy Mirage, who knows? Who knows? That's going to take me ages to get through. But again, thank you so much for watching. Drink plenty of water, enjoy the rest of your week, and I shall see you all next Tuesday. Cheery bye!